I want to switch gears for a minute and ask a question of Undersecretary Bonney. As we've heard, a lot of people have suggested doubling or even tripling timber sales in the next few years. And my primary concern with that is that I don't want to see new funding and resources for the timber program come at the expense of existing programs that we're using in New Mexico to cut small diameter and fire-prone trees. Unfortunately, in this tight budget environment, I think it's pretty safe to assume that the Forest Service won't be receiving extra appropriations to do this work, so it's a bit of a zero-sum game. And so I wanted to ask you, if the Forest Service budget is kept level, what would the impact of those proposals be on programs that currently help us reduce catastrophic forest fires in places like New Mexico, where we simply don't have a large timber program?
Yeah, so the challenge is, as I mentioned in my testimony, we're, the agency in some respects is maxed out. We see challenges on the recreation side, servicing people in recreation or doing watershed enhancement and conservation. And so if there's, we're always making decisions about where best to put resources. And if there's a requirement to have us shift resources towards one area, and as if you say, if it's a zero-sum game, that could create challenges for us in other parts of the organization, and even things like we heard about fry. We did have to sink substantial resources into fry, just as we did in the rim fire in California, and those forced us to not provide as much resources as we would for other projects, and so it creates a real challenge for the agency.
Well, that kind of comes back to the whole fire borrowing issue, and I think if we can come up with some proposals that actually seek to grow the pie as opposed to just take away from Peter, rob Peter to pay Paul, I think we'll see a lot more support for some of these changes on the committee.